Welcome back to your weekly roundup of everything that happened in Zenless Zone Zero, where we will cover everything that you missed inside and outside of the game. How did everybody's Sinnoh pulls go, or Chinatsu pulls if you will? In the background you'll be seeing mine, and all I'll say is, boy was it a roller coaster of emotions to do my pulls. But let me know though how yours went down in the comments below. Otherwise, starting off with in-game news, we have 2 new codes to redeem, AOD debut as well as ZZZAOD0206, both in all caps. Both of these will give out a small amount of polychromes, but hey, every little bit counts. And then, on another note, last week, I'll be honest, I was completely caught off guard by the patch dropping so early. Normally, there's about a 10-day gap between the live stream and then the actual patch launch, but it being under a week was definitely a surprise. Although in hindsight, a shorter patch made sense considering the double banner of 2.5, meaning not much would happen in the second half. So they wanted to get the patch out sooner rather than later. Although, another theory that I have heard is that because Honkai Star Rail's patch 4.0 release was delayed and will now be releasing this week on the 13th, they didn't want game patches to overlap, as they've always done a good job of making sure that the people who have the fortitude to juggle all 3 of Hoyo's games could always have something new every other week. And by Hoyo games I mean like the big 3. But otherwise though, of course, in patch 2.6, there are all of the new story and launch events, but later this week on the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, and also more importantly, my mother's birthday, happy birthday mom, will be the start of the Gilded Surprise Wonderful Boons event. This is the event where you can win a share of 4 billion polychrome. The way this will work is that each day when you log in, you will receive 1 free draw at a prize pool, and you can get another 3 pulls each day by spending your battery charge, for a total of 4 pulls every day. In these daily draws, you stand a chance of winning some polychrome, but also Bamboo badges. And the number of Bamboo badges that you have will determine how many polychrome you get out of that 4 billion share. Obviously, with the more badges leading to more polychrome. Think of it as your shares in a company or something like that. The more shares you own out of the total amount given out to everybody, the more you will earn. Otherwise, this Friday will still be the regularly scheduled Deadly Assault reset, and the bosses for this phase will be the Primordial Nightmare, the Miasma Priest, and the notorious Dead-End Butcher, who we haven't seen in quite a while actually. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the revamped and updated Threshold Simulation stage, as that has some new rewards for completing the different stages. And also, when you do the new Hollow Zero mode, don't forget that a new set of auxiliary missions have been added that will also reward you with polychrome for using specific members as auxiliary agents, as well as leveling up their special gear to level 4. So whenever you do these stages each week, try to cycle in different auxiliary agents to fill in these missions. And it may be a bit early to say this, but don't forget that next week on the 16th, so just before Gilded Carrot Day, aka Chinese New Year, we are expected to receive a special gift via the in-game mail. It was never mentioned what that gift would be, but I can only imagine that it will include a gift of some polychrome. But if even after that gift you are still in need of some more polychrome, well then I might have just the thing for you. Why not try using LD Shop? Especially considering you can get top-up options cheaper through LD Shop than you would in-game, with discounts of up to nearly 22% for new users. For example, purchasing an internet membership through LD Shop costs only $3.87 compared to the $5 if you were to purchase it in-game. And topping up is really easy. All you need is your in-game user ID and your server. Once you fill those in, you can click on top up, choose your payment method, and within seconds your order is completed and you can see the rewards in-game. And yes, you can even get the double bonus for first-time top-ups. LD Shop is a trusted and authorized service that is 100% safe and legitimate. Also, if you use my link in the description when you register on LD Shop, you will also get a 5% off coupon to use. And if you spend over $80, you will also gain a VIP membership, which can earn you free internet memberships and regular coupons. Once again, you can check out the description and the pinned comment to start saving with LD Shop. Moving on to the social media side of things though, a new patch means that Twitch drops have been refreshed. And so, by watching anyone streaming in the Zenless Zone Zero category for 2 hours with a linked account, that will get you some upgrade materials as well as some polychrome. And then there are some giveaways related to the Angels of Delusion that are currently active. With Sinnoh now being released, it also included a character teaser, and along with that teaser there is an event where if you follow the official account and repost the linked tweet that showcases her character teaser, you could win one of 60 Nightboo bobblehead shakers. Of course, the tweet is down in the description below. And then there is a Let's Go Angels of Delusion event where if you follow the official account and quote the linked tweet with the corresponding tag Let's Go AOD and also comment on the post with one of 3 specific emoji combinations, you could be randomly selected to win a special reward that is either an Amazon gift card, a Bamboo plush charm, or a special light stick and towel set themed after the Angels of Delusion, the same set that you would get if you go to their actual live show. Depending on on which emoji combination you use, you will actually get a specialized response from one of the angels. And it does say there that there is a guaranteed reward of 10 polychrome, as well as some upgrade materials if you do take part in this event. So in other words, if you do the whole posting and commenting stuff. But this actually comes in the form of that ZZZAOD0206 redemption code that I mentioned earlier. They just include that in the response tweet from one of the angels. So if you don't want to do any of the Twitter shenanigans, but you still want the in-game rewards, don't worry, you won't be missing out on much if you aren't going to get involved with Twitter, which, I'll be honest, is a kind of smart move anyway. Once again though, if you do want to take part in this Twitter event, the tweet is going to be linked in the description below. And then, if you enjoyed the recent Angels of Delusion Training in Progress web event, then there are some freebies that you can enjoy in the form of several wallpapers, as well as some stickers featuring, of course, the Angels of Delusion. The wallpapers come in both mobile and desktop formats, and the stickers are, of course, the ones seen throughout the web event as little speech avatars. The link to download these will be in the description below as well. And then, with Chinese New Year about a week away from now, over on Bilibili there was a special Art of Delusion live stream that showcased various fan-made videos of the Angels of Delusion. So if you'd like to see some cool fan animations, then be sure to check out the Bilibili page for a showcase of all of the cool different videos. One of my favorites was one where they had the angels in the Powerpuff Girl art style, which was very cute. Otherwise, moving on to the speculation zone. Once again, because the patch came out so early, it also meant that there was a little bit of a desync when it came to the drip marketing, as that has not been shown at all whatsoever just yet. Although honestly, they probably don't need to do any drip marketing because I think it's fairly obvious who we can expect to see in patch 2.7, with Nongongyu being one of them to complete the Angels of Delusion, and the other very likely being CISSIA. If her reveal in the patch teaser wasn't obvious enough already, the fact that we see her in-game, voiced and everything, being shown off so much should be enough to seal the deal. The only question, however, would be when those banners will be, and who will be first and second. Part of me wants to say that Nongongyu's will be first so that all three angels will be back to back to back, but then that would make CISSIA be in the second half of the patch, which feels a bit weird, wouldn't it? Since you would think that the next patch would probably start to shift focus into the NEPs or whatever new plot point they have going, and normally they have the more story relevant character be the headliner of that patch, so that might be CISSIA. So it will be interesting to see the order in which they are revealed. Now, I guess what they could do, if they want to make sure that CISSIA can still be a headliner for her own patch, is to actually have Seth's brother be in patch 2.7 alongside Nongongyu instead. But that would either mean having a male S-rank be the first banner of a patch, again making it so that Nongongyu isn't back to back to back with the rest of the angels, or have a male S-rank be the first agent of a faction be revealed, if he is in the second half, with CISSIA being the first banner of the following patch. Both of which sound incredibly unlikely knowing the history of male S-ranks in the game. If and or when Seth's brother is revealed, it will likely be at the tail end of a string of other popular characters such as CISSIA and the Angels, and then also sandwiched to be just before some other big fancy character as well. Such is the fate of a male character. But otherwise though, thank you all for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, then liking, commenting and subscribing is greatly appreciated, and I hope that you all have a happy Valentine's Day this week, no matter how you choose to spend it. But otherwise, until next time, bye bye.